I don't know if that's the right way to start off a therapy journal, but all Dr. Jones told me was to use a pen when I wrote. He said something about the past being the past and how what's come before us is unchangeable. You know, history can't change its mind about a single year and go back to erase it, and so I shouldn't be able to go back and erase a single word. That's really kind of scary. I'm not good at writing, so what if I make a typo, you know? Writing history doesn't sound all that great. At least not for me. But then I think about it and think of all the things I'd erase from my past life if I could, and there's a lot. Cars, for one thing. Don't like cars at all. But you see, the problem is I own one. I've been thinking of selling it, or maybe smashing it up with a tire iron and sending it driving off the edge of a cliff so no one else would have to own it either. School, for another. I guess all I did back then was mope in the hallways and actively not talk to anybody. But when I think about things to erase from my life, the first thing I always think of is Abby. I'll try and tell you why. And maybe that way I can put all of these pieces back together. Abby and I met at this park a few years ago. I was walking by myself here, she was walking by herself there, and we saw each other and decided to walk somewhere else together. She just sort of smiled at me when we saw each other. I didn't say anything. We just looked and walked, and it was nice. It was a nice way to say hello. After the day was over, Abby would sit down next to me, really quiet and sad looking, and fall asleep really slowly. I think something about seeing the sun go down made her sad, like she thought she was watching the whole world die only to be reborn in the morning. I don't know what it was, but it stayed inside her until she fell asleep. It stayed with her all that time. And so I stayed, too. I didn't think she had anywhere else to go, so I guess I gave her somewhere to go. And it was okay. We filled up the holes in each other just right. With her, it was this way of saying things without saying them, of speaking words through looks and silence and everything she did. She was quiet, but she was always talking to me. I wish I could tell you how. It's hard to write down in words. This is why I want to erase Abby. She was the most to me, and now she can't be anymore. They took her away, and I'm so sad I can't stand it. Can't stand remembering the good things because they were so good and they're never coming back again. Can't stand remembering the bad things because they were so terrible and I couldn't fix them. Can't stand Abby. I can't stand her at all, because she was here and I loved her, and now she's gone and I can't. This is why I hate cars, you know. She'd been hit by one of them. She was in pieces all over the road. It hurts, and I'm sorry, and I hate writing this. I had a dream just last night about her. We were both at the park, you know, the same old one. I was walking by myself here, she was walking by herself there, and we saw each other and decided to walk somewhere else together. She just sort of smiled at me. I didn't say anything, but we just looked and walked, and it was nice. It was a nice way to say goodbye.